Hello YouTube, this is Hunter Surge. We are here with day 15 of Firestorm Reveals. We gotta go through this fast because I finished round 2 of the PNM. I'm 2-0 and I need to finish this before it's time for the next round. Okay, but this is very exciting. Today's reveals were win stuff. It wasn't Hermes stuff, which is kind of annoying, honestly. I want to see what the rest of the Hermes stuff is really badly. But what it is really cool. So we have 4 wind counter runes being revealed today, and they're all super cool. They're like a lot of really awesome new additions to the counter rune suite, which is what I really wanted to see when I saw that the rune lineup in this set was so large. I really wanted to see a lot of good counter runes. And that maybe make you go into certain elements. So first up, we have Sirocco of Nodus, Counter Rune, Wind Fire. Until the next turn, players must also expend 2 spirits in order to declare an attack with an Elestral that is not Wind or Fire enchanted. The idea with this card is you either scare your opponent out of attacking, or you use it in like a burn strategy to further your game plan. However, this card not forcing the attacks to stop while also having 2 elements that are immune to it is really, really bad. In particular, because those are the 2 focus elements of the set. Like, those are going to have good stuff running around. Tornation already exists. That is a good deck in Wind. Fire has proven results. Hef is probably going to be good. If we look at the new stuff, we of course have Bears that is going to be immune to this. We have the new Hef stuff. The Hermes stuff is good. And also, very importantly, Champion of Zeus as an archetype. Its big power plays are Gryphius and Full Tempest, which are both wind enchanted. So I think this is by far the worst of the batch. I could see maybe some stuff happening with it in a later meta, but for now, I have a hard time seeing this card doing anything. Then we have Monsoon of Urus. This is Wind-Water counter rune. Enchant up to 2 spirits in any combination of wind or water to your field. Suppress each face-up card that is not wind or water enchanted until the next turn. So this is doing 2 very cool things. The first very cool thing it is doing is that it suppresses face-up cards, which means for the Suppression Matters deck, which really wants to get 2 suppressed cards on the field, it is a way to force 2 suppressed cards with a single card, without requiring your opponent to have 2 Elestrals on the field, which was the big problem with Dense Fog, beyond the fact that Lunars is very popular in general. Also, similarly to Dense Fog, this suppresses your own things as well. If we get some suppression requirements for effects that count your own things, that'll be really cool. That's also good for like champ like Avoid, because it means that, you can make something of yours suppress and then you can pop it to pop something of your opponent's field, and this also suppresses the thing on your opponent's field. And also, the first mode of like the first part of it, of enchanting winds and waters onto the field, while very expensive because this costs 2 base, and then you have to take those from Spirit deck, there are a lot of really powerful wind and water enchant effects. You can use this to proc Windgen during your opponent's turn. Like, you go Windgen on your turn without like something to force it. You look top 3, okay. Opponent's turn, we flip out Monsoon, we enchant a wind onto Windgen. We know that our top 3, so we call it, and we go into it, and that's really, really strong. You can proc Dutagua. This is a way for you to proc Champ Galaxy, so that it makes that card a lot better. You can proc P-Guys, you can proc Nemesis and Dutagua, of course. There's a lot of really, really powerful stuff this card can enable. So this card's really cool. This card is one that doesn't really have much generic use cases. However, there was a notification for the PNM. I needed to go check round 3, didn't start. However, like, there's a lot of like more niche deck specific applications of this card that are really, really cool, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this card getting explored a ton. Then we have Mistral of Boreas. This is a Wind Frost with a very cool effect. It can only be played when an opponent plays an artifact or divine rune. put that rune in their rune row face down. It can't be played again this turn. That's crazy. So like Zeus is already the most centralizing card in the game. Everyone who isn't on Blistrix exactly is on some amount of Zeus. Because like the ability to win combat like that is very, very strong. And typical wisdom is you save your divine rune until you're going to get value out of it. So you don't risk losing it to like a P-Gust or whatever. And your opponent doesn't know it's coming. So this punishes that line of play by delaying it for the turn. This can also combo with, for example, Frost's Blizzard Engine that's getting this set as a way to go, okay, force your Divine Rune face down, and now I'm going to pop it next turn. Against Hephaestus deck, you can, of course, flip Hephaestus down for the turn, then pop it on your turn, which is pretty cool. But you can also stop an Argo play by flipping the artifact that they just played face down. That's really strong as well. And like in a format that is introducing a lot of divine-based strategies that need their divine out to do their big play for the most part, the ability to stall that for a turn, the turn that they're trying to go for that divine play, can be really big, especially if, again, it is backed up by a Blizzard package that is going to go, okay, I'm now going to pop that Divine Rune as well. Yeah, I think this card has a lot of potential. I think this card is very, very cool. Very cool way of doing a negate type effect, too. And then, did I skip? Okay, there's Breeze. And then we have Breeze. This is probably the one that's the most unilaterally just good. So Breeze of Zephyros is a Wind Solar Counter Rune. You Nexus a Wind or Solar. If you do, you may give each Wind or Solar Enchanted Elestral on your field +2 attack and +2 defense until the next turn. This card is crazy. So like Solar in general likes this a lot because they like their stats being buffed up because their stats can be kind of middling. Lyre helps a lot with that too, but Breeze also helps a lot with that. Now, this also gives Tornadian a way for Tornadian to just blank a Cryoblast, which is crazy. That's so good. Like you have an Apollo on the field and you Nexus off of it to do that. A combat trick in general is just really, really, really powerful. Yeah, this is really good. This is like locked into Wind and Solar, but I think this is the most unilaterally good card in this batch. Like combat tricks are strong. Like people pay 4 for Argo. 2 and a Nexus is pretty cheap in comparison, especially given by nature of it nexusing, you can go like, okay, I'm going to pay one of these off of a guy on my field that I'm going to Nexus to, which is really cool stuff. These cards are sick. But we also have the Escape from Tartarus cards. These are exactly as we thought they were from the binder. Spark and Escape from Tartarus. It is now a 3/1. When you normal cast it, you look at 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, discard one of them, and it has the ability to Nexus 2. From the last time we saw it in the Dratalia video, its attack has been dropped from 4 to 3, which is probably correct. This is actually probably a bit too strong as a 4 attacker. But this is probably still solid. Like, it's a better statted Typhlant, with more control and extra upside and the ability to like Nexus to your Spark Kit, which is really cool, really strong. So I could see this card seeing play. And then we have Dratalia Escape from Tartarus. Probably because of how little time they would have had between the Dratalia ban and when this set needs to start being tested and rolled out. This is completely unchanged from when we last saw it. I kind of would have preferred Dratalia to be pushed back to set 6 so that it could have been given more time to cook, because this effect is not good. Is exactly the same as we last saw it. It is 2/4. You can discard Ambrosia or Golden Apple of Discord and able to draw 2 cards. It's just like not a good effect. So this is 14. Let's do collection numbers real quick. This is 14. This is right before Viserys, exactly where we imagined it would be, because 13 and 12 have to be the Spine Nymph line. I really want to see the Spine Nymph line today. Then Spark It is 42. Oh, sorry. 42 is right here. This one is interesting, actually, because it's a one stage. Unless we're getting a new Gather Bolt. We might get a new Gather Bolt. That could happen. But it probably would have been revealed today. But that means that 43 and 44 are either wind cards, which would have to be champions, which might mean that the champion of Aeolus has been kept secret from us. But otherwise, it would have to be 2 Thunder 1 costs, which is pretty exciting because, like, as I mentioned before, in like when we were talking about Earth stuff, like 1 costs are ultimately the majority of your Elestral lineup. So it is better for an element to get several new 1 costs than a 2-stage Ascension line. Then we have the runes. They are 90, 91, 92, and 93. So these are these 4 slots. Frost can no longer receive another rune. And that means that 89 is the Hermes Trickery card. So after we get Hermes Trickery, we will be completely done for Wind Runes. But this is a good batch to spend it on. If we get a new Fluid Force, it would probably be in Fire now. Because Wind is like done now. Like, if we get Flamemoth support, it's going to be in Fire now. If we get Flamemoth Rune support, it's going to be in Fire now. That is what that tells us right off the bat. And there aren't that many slots left in Fire for that sort of thing to happen. Because this is Hearth of Hestia, whatever it's called. There's one more Hestia card that was in the starter deck card list. And then we have 2 more Fire slots. Yeah, 100% Fire slots, because after this is Poseidon, Zeus, one of those 2. It's a Divine. Oh yeah, it's after this is Reforged. Yeah, so those 2 are 100% Fire cards. So we'll see what those are. I would really like some Flamemoth support if Flamemoth is going to be trying to be a big thing in this set. But yeah, this was a very exciting one. This new Counter Runes, like new additions to the Counter Rune suite, was something I really wanted to see this set. So I'm really happy about today's reveals. These cards all rule. Even if I think some of them are like probably pretty niche or won't see much play, I think all of these are really cool and add a lot of more options to how you can play the game and how you can build your Counter Rune lineup. Really cool cards. Alright, with that said, this is Hunter Surge, signing off.